Hey everyone, as said, 6 o'clock. Time for the Hangout live video. Okay, so let's wait and see if anybody comes on. Hopefully they do. I've been spring cleaning the apartment today. Finally took a freaking break. Just need to finish the bedroom and the bathroom, everything. Hi Warren, what's up? Yeah, it's flat. How fun. It's flat as fuck. It's waiting for some more people to join. Like I said, today, since I woke up, I've been cleaning my apartment. I just did a cleansing ritual, wiping the walls down, wiping the windows down, doing a thorough spiritual, energetic spring cleaning. Yeah. Sorry about that. About the last time I got called into work. Yeah, no, I hate when pop goes flat too. It's like, ugh. Ugh, it sucks. I was really looking forward to this, but it went flat. So that's pretty much it. What else have I been doing? Then I stopped and took a break and was playing Pokemon. Hello, hi, hello. Oh yeah, retail is a bitch. Retail is a bitch. Like I said, I took a break and was playing Pokemon because I finally got. How am I feeling? I'm feeling perfectly fine. Actually, I'm really great. Um, been in a really good mood for the past few days. Like I said, I was playing Pokemon Ultra Moon, which I got a 3DS. So my brother gave me one, so now I have a game system to play. Ugh, I forgot. I was like so trapped into the game, I almost forgot about the live session. I was like, I better hurry up and get off. I gotta hurry up and get to the live session now. So I put the game down. I was addicted to it and whatnot. Hold on. Looking for something. Of course, it's nowhere to be found. What else is new? Lord Goddess. So it's probably going to be about like just about a half hour. That's about it. Probably 40 minutes. Um, let's see. Okay, so trying to wait for more people to join. Just throwing a pen in the air. Okay, so everyone that's here so far, do you guys have like any questions, anything you want to ask? Kind of get the chat here going. Hey, but hi Bella, it's so good. Glad to finally catch you. Oh, nice to meet. Meet you. Well, you know what I mean. Just waiting for the audience to build up. Hades, yes, I've been working with him. He has a shrine out in the dining room now. Well, trying to think. Just been mostly praying to him and meditating with him and seeing how things are going. I'm trying to build a relationship with him. It's starting to build up. Big storm here too. Oh, that's not good. Movie theater. The To the question about the incense for the Greek pantheon. The Greek pantheon, as far as like offerings go, I don't really know too much about incense for all the Greek deities. I know that majority of Greek deities like most common deities like frankincense and myrrh. I don't know too much about the entire Greek pantheon. I only know about Hecate and Hades. I don't know about the rest of the Greek pantheon. I'll have to do research into that. But I would always recommend frankincense and myrrh for like almost any pantheon. Last time I was in a movie theater was actually on my birthday, way back in May. So I went to go see Mama Hecate. Yes, I love Hecate. What the fuck? What was I gonna say? I can't remember now. Oh, I went to go see Alien Covenant. Am I very active? I'm very lazy, actually. In my free time, I'm lazy as hell. I like to play video games. I like to just watch YouTube videos or music videos and read books. I don't like to do a lot of things, especially during the winter. If it was springtime already, I would be outside every day. I like to go for nice walks, but it is cold, so my fat ass stays right here in my house or in my apartment. I don't go nowhere when it's cold. I hate the cold. Uh, what else? Yeah, Alien Covenant, which I really liked the movie. There was only certain parts that I could not stand to watch. I was like, oh my god, it was like a smack my head kind of moment with certain parts of the movie. Had a lot of plot failures. So, shadows, right there. Okay, so winter same. I'm over this crap. I've had it with winter. But we still have to go through February and parts of March before it's over. I'm like ready for it to go bye bye. What is holding you back from being the person you want to be? Where is your life headed? How do you think you will die? Well, that's a big question. What is holding you back from being the person you want to be? What's holding me back from being the person I want to be is still kind of a preconceived fear of what others think about me sometimes. That and the crappy job I have. I don't make a lot of money. So I think it is money is holding me back from doing a lot of things I want to do. And what was the other part? Hold on. Life headed. Where is my life headed? My life right now, I'm saving up money. I'm working towards getting a car. I am trying to save up so I can move out of here and actually get a house and not an apartment, which is going to take time. And how do you think you will die? Ooh, I think I am going to die of age. Either of age or some kind of freaking heart failure or something like that, because it usually runs in my family. Is heart diseases, heart problems. So either by age or I'll die from some kind of heart condition, which is a big dark thing. Can you talk about holistic doctors for mental health? I struggle with anxiety, depression, and the med to try to give me a reverse reaction. So I think you can go in holistic route. Okay. So for holistic doctors for mental health, I don't know any holistic doctors, at least where I live at. Um, the meds you might be taking may not be working. They have to play with the medicine. You might have to try different ones. If it's still not working, I still would not take my advice over a doctor's advice because I'm not a doctor. But what I would do with anxiety specifically, I would trying to think of what I would use, like herbal teas such as like peppermint, valerian. Valerian tastes like shit, but it does work for anxiety. Use crystals for anxiety, like amethyst. You could use citrine quartz crystal and everything like that. Meditation, but I would still try to stick with certain type of medication. I would keep experimenting with different ones, see what works for you for your anxiety. And then I would also do a lot of exercise and a lot of sunlight, everything like that, or find things that help you calm down when you're having panic attacks. But I would never recommend not seeing a doctor or not getting medication. I would, like I said, I would try to play with it. It took me a little bit of while. I had to experiment with different medications. I found ones that finally worked for me. After playing with the dosages and everything like that, they finally started to work. Some of the medicines that you will take will have reverse effects because it does have the side effects of what it is. Is tribalism and people separating themselves into us and them groups a genetic trait? What? Hold on, that's a little bit confusing. Is tribalism and people separating themselves into us and them groups a genetic trait? Can it be overcome? What's the best way to explore human nature, psychology, physiology, and biology? Tribalism. Separating. I don't know if it's genetic or not. I don't know anything about that. I've never researched into it. The best way to know about human psychology is by meeting a lot of people, meeting different types of people. That's about all I can go for that. Do you work more with herbs or crystals? I definitely work a lot more with herbs because herbs, they're more readily available to me than crystals are. Crystals are kind of, at least where I am, they're not easily available. I have to get them online most of the time, which sucks. So usually I use herbs. Herbs, you can go to the dollar store and buy like little containers of different spices and herbs, and you can use those for magic. So I usually mostly use herbs, but I do love the shit out of crystals. My altar, I don't know if you can kind of see it, kind of. It's got like a crap ton of crystals all around it. It's even got a salt lamp, a huge chunk of rose quartz right there where my finger is, and everything like that. And then over here, I don't know, that little tiny thing right there. Oh wait, quartz crystals over there on the oracle deck. Yeah, quartz crystal. So wait, where's this? Oh, behind the quartz crystal is the rose quartz, whatnot. So yeah, the question about the tribalism, I have no idea anything about that. I don't look into that. I'm trying to think. What else? What else? Ba- Basically, all I've been doing this whole week has just been working. What is the darkest magic I've ever done? The darkest magic I've ever done is I have hexed somebody to make their life a living, tormenting hell. Now they are in prison. The spell was done many years ago. It's because this person did something to me. They betrayed me, and I decided to do a spell. I don't remember what the hell the spell was because it was some random hex out of a book. And this person's life has been going spiraling down ever since, which I still feel bad about it. Because I obviously don't like practicing that kind of magic all the time, but karma has hit me a few times afterwards. Basically, from they've been going in and out of jail, in and out of prison, they've been losing jobs, they have been losing friends, all kinds of shit. Like, their life is miserable now because of me. And I hate even talking about it, but that's the truth. So, you learn from your mistakes. What do you recommend to help meditation? I have a hard time quieting my mind, even start a meditation session. What I recommend for meditation, a lot of people may not agree with this. I put my earbuds in, like get earbuds, and play very specific meditation music with like high specific frequencies for meditations. You can look up on like your phone or anything like that, like for like meditation apps, chakra apps. And I would recommend putting those in your ears. And while you're meditating and listening to that music, I would recommend doing a chant like Amnavehervingekiyo, like some kind of chant to go along with it, along with the music. Make sure the chant is kind of in tune with the music. And eventually you'll tune out the outside world and you'll go into a trance. It takes quite a bit of practice. It doesn't happen the first time you do it, but that's how I get into meditation. I put my earbuds on, play some kind of like meditation music specifically with the frequency for meditation. They have those like on YouTube and things like that. It'll help you get into the correct state of mind, and chanting as well will help you get into that correct state of mind for meditation. It took me forever and years, like finally get it down to where I can actually properly freaking meditate, but I got it when I do meditate, when I'm not being lazy. Discovering something. With the advent of big data and crowdsourcing, it's finally possible for citizens to govern themselves, directly to govern something better left to a professional politician. To me, really, both humans are corrupted and politicians, so I don't think anyone should be governing anybody, because even if we do it ourselves, then we'll do whatever the hell we want. If a politician does, they're greedy as fucking corrupt and whatnot. I really don't know how to answer that. I don't know how to answer anything that deals with politics or anything like that, because I don't deal with politics. I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't know how to answer that. Ooh, almost committed suicide. Ooh. Like, I don't pay attention to politics. I don't pay attention to the government. I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. I don't really listen to it or watch anything that deals with it, because I don't like it. Now, politics, I will talk about how much I don't like Trump. I don't like Trump, but it's not the point. I'm sorry if I'm not answering certain questions. I just don't know how to answer certain questions. Oh, damn. What are all these? If, if a child somehow survived atomic denuclearization, what? And grew up in the wilderness without any human contact, how human would they be without the influence of society and culture? They wouldn't be human at all. They would be like animal-like. They would be carnalistic. I think it's carnal, but with their carnal nature. They wouldn't have manners or act like a human. They would act more like an animal, I think. Survival instincts, only hunting for food. Um, Probably wouldn't be able to talk properly, bathe, or anything like that. They would not be human at all if there was no humans around. So they would not act human, period. Those are some really good questions. As far as I know, I'm the first of my family to be a witch. I've never known anyone in my family to be a witch. There might have been someone along the family line that might have been pagan or something like that, but I'm the first one in my family to come out as a witch and is practicing witchcraft. Which hopefully, if I have children, I can teach them witchcraft. And hopefully they'll be witches. If not, oh well. But I'm the first one. What is your best piece of advice for someone just starting down this path? Oh, goodness. I actually made a video on that before, but my best advice for someone who's starting this path is to study. Study, study, study. But also while you're reading books, because I was going to say go to the library, read books, take it with a grain of salt, because each author teaches witchcraft or Wicca or paganism. They're teaching it, but they're teaching it in a different way. So, like, for example, if you read a book, in one book, it'll say your altar has to be this direction, and then another book will say it has to be this direction. You have to follow your gut with that. But I know usually when people start, they'll be like scared as hell, and they're always going to follow the book to the T, which is fine. When you first start, go ahead and follow a book to the T. Read books, read online sessions, or read online. Try to find groups who are other witches and pagans, and like familiarize yourself with everything. Every day practice. Every day do your daily rituals when you're new. Don't worry about the tools. The tools will come to you naturally or in time. You are the tool. Yeah, read, try to get to know other witches, uh, practice, and just go with what you think is right. Um, like I said before, I did come up with a whole video of this like a long time ago to make your craft your own as well. Yeah, eventually. Look, what I was saying with that was that usually when new witches start, they follow by the book, and eventually, as they go on down the road, they'll start to make it their own. But I'm just saying, usually when you start, it's okay to do it by the book. Some witches are 100% against doing it by the book. That's fine, but some people like to do it by the book when they first start. And once you start to get comfortable with it, you'll turn it into your own thing. That's what happens to me. Is it economic? For is it is economic? I can't read today. Is economic suffering a necessary part of the human condition? Does technological hardship make a person stronger? What? Hold on, I have to read that. Is economic suffering a necessary part of the human condition? Does technological hardship make a person stronger? If so, under what conditions? At what point is too much hardship on naturism? Economic suffering to me is not a necessary part of the human condition because I really don't feel that everybody should have nobody should have to suffer. No one should have to struggle and really grovel in the dirt to survive. We should all be able to have equal financial situations and everything like that. But the only thing I can kind of see with that is financial economic suffering can kind of benefit in a way that if we were all rich and we were all up there in the upper class, nobody would be working the lower class jobs. Which I'm not trying to downgrade jobs like my job and things like that, but we wouldn't feel the need to do those jobs because we make a shit ton of money. We wouldn't have to. But I also don't see it's in between. It's kind of necessary and it's kind of not. I don't think we should have to struggle to make money to get ends meet. Okay. Does technological hardship make a person stronger? Not really, because we. Mm, actually, let me think. Technological hardship. I'm just gonna skip that question because I don't know how to answer that. Is too much hardship and naturism? Dang, y'all are like asking some really like hardcore questions. Damn. Lord. Like gender fluid in Frisco. Could you like clarify more of that? Because I'm kind of having a dumb moment here. I'm not understanding the question. The end of the question. Do you believe that the craft finds us or we find the craft? And also, I think I'm the first witch in my family. Felt connected since I was a little girl, so I almost feel like this path found me. I believe the path will find you. Because usually, if you're meant to be a witch, you will see through your whole life, you'll see signs. Things will keep pointing you towards that direction of witchcraft. You will feel a natural pull to it and everything like that. So I do believe that it will find you eventually. Because that's what I think happened to me is the craft found me. Ever since I was younger, I was always into like crystals and incense and metaphysical stuff, the supernatural, meditation, yoga, and tarot cards, and astrology before I was even into witchcraft. So I think it was like natural that I was gonna be walking into the path of witchcraft. Others think that life has no purpose. That's a free person to find and create. What? That frees a person to find and create and follow their own personal purpose. Which is a more valid point of view, or are they both equally valid? To me, I personally see it like this: everybody has free will, but their path and their journey, I personally believe that it was already planned out before reincarnation. If you believe in reincarnation, I think like destiny, I believe that things are going to happen a certain way no matter what. So everyone's life has a purpose. You're here for a reason. You were reincarnated on this planet again for a reason. Um, and everything like that. You'll find a purpose. Everyone eventually in their life will find their life's purpose and their life's reason. I don't believe that there's no such thing as having no purpose because you wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be on this earth or anything like that. We had no life's purpose. I think I'm gonna like research more on politics and economics and stuff like that. I never ever got into that when I was in school, like ever. The only thing I'm like interested in is occult studies, magical, video games, some biology, astronomy a little bit. I do have a huge interest in like decomposition of human body, the cemetery work or funerary work, and how the body decays and all this stuff. CSI, mystery shit, and all that stuff. And I do apologize again if I'm not able to answer questions. Like if I feel I don't have an answer for it, I'm just gonna say I can't answer it because I don't want to make myself look stupid. You know what I mean? If you dated someone who wasn't someone what wasn't someone that didn't like magic, would you practice but only when they weren't around, or would you end the relationship knowing that it might cause issues? I would still practice my magic around that person whether they like it or not. If they're gonna keep fighting with me and keep not, if they're gonna try telling me not to do it and try taking away the witch from me, they're out. They're gone. But if they don't like it, with no period, to me, they don't like it. They don't like my craft. They're out. They have to like. You have to love all of me or get the fuck out. Pretty much how I see it. Like I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to stop practicing witchcraft because you don't like it. If you don't like it, then I don't see why that person would date me in the first place. There have been a few people that I've gone on dates with. They felt very uncomfortable by the fact that I practice witchcraft, and I told them bye. They were basically really bitching about it, and I'm not going to put up with that. So I'm not ever going to do that. I will never compromise who I am for anybody. Have you ever dated someone who was not a witch? A tarot deck? Yes, I actually have dated someone who's not a witch. Only trying to think before. Well, I was a witch. The only other relationship that I've had as a witch outside of my divorce with Draco, which, by the way, me and Draco and Kyle are friends. All of us are getting along now, by the way. We outside of the divorce, I only dated Cyrus and one other guy, which his name was Sammy, which I will not talk about that piece of trash. But he was not a witch. He was perfectly cool with it. He was actually kind of interested in it a little bit, but he didn't believe in it. So I did date someone who's not a witch, which it was working out fine, but the relationship failed. Know thyself is a concept going further back than Socrates and is the root of much philosophy. What are the most important things to learn about oneself, or is all self knowledge equal? Okay, that's a good question. To me personally, the most important thing to know about yourself: what are your likes? What are your dislikes? What makes you happy? Uh, what gets you going in life? What are your flaws? And what are your best strengths? Those are all the things I think you should know about yourself. You need to know your strengths so you know what you're good at in life and how to see better. You need to know your weaknesses so you can fix those weaknesses and work on them stronger to become stronger. You need to know what you like and what you dislike in life about yourself so you can change it or you can add to it or better yourself on certain aspects of yourself. And then what was the other thing? I just forgot. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much my thing on that. That was a really good question, though, on knowing yourself. Those are the main things that I think you should know about yourself to better yourself in life. Oh, one more thing, too. Knowing how you interact with others so that you know not to be negative or so you can catch certain behaviors that you're doing before you get out of hand, if you know what I mean. Like, say I have an attitude with people all the time and I don't realize it. I need to know that about myself. That why am I acting like that? Why am I being this way? So that I can change that for the better. Or is self knowledge equal? Hold on, what? What are the most important things to learn about self? And so, what percentage of your life do you feel you truly or do you feel truly alive? What percentage of your life do you feel truly alive? When you do you feel that way? How can you feel that way more often? That's a really good question. As a witch, I really do feel alive when. That's a good question I have to ask myself. I feel very alive when I'm around family and friends. I feel very alive when I'm lighting incense or candles and meditating. I feel very alive with that. I feel alive when I'm having sex, which I know something I shouldn't say, but I feel human when I'm having sex. I feel human when or alive when I'm basically paying my bills. I feel alive when I know there's food. When I know there's food in my fridge, I feel very alive with it. I feel alive when I eat because I love to eat. Um, what's nice, the sex part. I feel very alive with all those things. Like basically, things that are exhilarating, things that make me happy, are all things that make me feel alive. I know, right? So it's always nice. Oh, that's another good question. Is math something humans created or something we discovered? Is looking at reality mathematically an accurate representation of how things work? Oh, damn. Math, I feel, is something that I feel personally, I feel it's something that we made. Not just because I hate math, but we made it. And mathematically speaking, how one person looks at reality or one other person looks at something is not always accurate. Like, what was the quote? Hold on. Looking at reality mathematically is not accurate all the time. It's reality is interpreted in many different ways. It's very confusing and very extremely complex, so it's not always done through mathematics. Like I said, mathematics to me was made by humans to torture other humans. That's what I think about it. Yes, Michael Williams. Let me tell you, I haven't felt alive in shit since October. I haven't felt alive since October. I haven't done that in a while. Yes, I actually have done a love spell, and it backfired horribly. The same person that I hexed a long time ago was the same person I cast the love spell on. Um, it just backfired horribly. No. They became obsessed with me. They didn't love me. They like became freaking obsessed and just wanted to have sex all the time. That's all they wanted. They didn't even say I love you. So it failed horribly. Thank God they're in jail now. But we won't talk about that. Okay, so trying to think what else. Oh goodness. What? As more and more is being discovered about quantum physics, we become less and less able to comprehend the nature of reality. Is math something that humans created or something we discovered? To me, I really feel math was something that we created because we created numbers. Everything, like our language, everything like that, we created it. Because in a different reality, it could not exist, I think. So I think we created it. A lot of questions about mathematics and oh goodness. Do you incorporate your magic in do you incorporate your magic into your drag or do you feel like more magical when you're doing drag? I actually both. I always envision myself being confident and beautiful, like imagining a mask is being put on when I do my drag, and I feel like a goddess. I feel like the goddess when I'm in drag. I love drag. What was? Is it true that you shouldn't cast a love spell without the person's consent, or does it depend on what kind of love spell you're casting on them? It's true that you shouldn't cast a love spell to make someone fall in love with you without their free will. You should only cast. I'm not saying you can't, it's up to you, but you shouldn't cast a spell to make a very specific person fall in love with you. Because I don't think anyone's going to consent to you casting a spell to make them fall in love with you because it's breaking their free will. You should only cast spells to attract like general love into your life, just as a caution. But you can cast love spells to make you love them, but it's really not love, it's a spell, so I wouldn't do it. I mean, you can if you want, but I wouldn't recommend it. Ooh, God, I'm starting to get hungry. I don't know about anybody else right now, but I'm starving. I'm pretty a little bit. I'm about to go get food. Oh, goodness. Here's another long one. Assuming which evolution is correct, do you think that if humans went extinct, another species as intelligent as humans would evolve? Is intelligence is an intelligence and consciousness inevitable for which? Which evolution correct do you think that humans would extinct another? Yeah, I do actually believe with evolution. I do believe if us humans went extinct, another species would rise above us and become more intelligent, and they would be the next new species. In there. And what was the other part of the question? Is intelligence and consciousness inevitable for which? Mm, yeah, we do need to be more conscious and very intelligent. I feel that being intelligent is very good for a witch, as well as being conscious and everything like that. So it's needed. I've worked with rainwater, or storm water. I've collected rainwater before during storms. Damn, a lot of questions. There's like a lot of really good, mind-boggling questions, like physics and mathematics and um, evolution and stuff like that, which I actually really appreciate it because it's making me want to go research more on certain things, which I'm going to now. It's also kind of making me like feel like a deer in the headlights. I'm like, wasn't expecting that. Keep me on my toes. Thank you guys for that. Okay, so I have enough time for one more question. I'm just gonna answer one more. So, who do we want to answer that? Ask that. Okay, so I'll answer both questions. What is my view on parallel universes? I do believe they do exist. I don't know why, but I do believe that there is a parallel universe. It's part of I would like to see that. It'd be very interesting to see another me that's like opposite, like the opposite of me. Like in cartoon shows and like certain TV series, they show episodes sometimes of like there's like a negative view. Even in what's the episode of Charmed? There's an episode of Charmed where there is an opposite world where they're evil. For some reason, I do believe in it because it would be very interesting to see another like parallel self, different version of yourself. I would love to see that. Can you talk about ghosts, Ouija boards? Do you believe in the paranormal? Oh goodness, yes, I'm a huge, strong believer in the paranormal. I've had multiple experiences with ghosts and everything like that. The very first one, I remember it was after my grandpa Parker died, I think about a year or two after he died. Me and my cousins were upstairs in the bathroom in the hallway, and we see my grandpa's ghost in the bathroom. I lived in a haunted house when I was about 12 years old. The ghost was an asshole. Ouija boards, I've used them a couple times. I've gotten in contact with a few spirits, even a Native American spirit. I will actually make a video on that because I really don't feel there's enough time for me to explain all the paranormal experiences that I've had in my life. I'll make a video on that actually. Me and my friends are a mix of religions. I am the witch, Morticia is a Satanist, and Zoe is the Christian. That's very interesting. That's a very interesting mix. You guys all get along. Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Sabrina the Teenage Witch had an episode like that too, like that. In a previous video, you said that you thought there was a presence in the corner of your room. Did you figure out what that was? Oh yes, actually I did actually. It was just an energy. Like what it was a projection of negative energy because I was depressed. So it was causing like a lot of negative energy to build up, particularly by my bed, because that's where I laid out for most of the depression. So it was like projecting all the negative energy out into my room. I did do a thorough cleansing. I feng shuied the place a little bit, moved things around and dusted and everything, so it helped clear it out. I knew that's what happened. Okay, so that's pretty much it. It's been going on for over, I would see them too. Yeah. Okay. It's been over a half hour. I am going to get off here now. I enjoyed the chat. Next time uh, I will write down like certain topics to go over with next time. I'll do this every Saturday at 6 p.m. if I don't have to work. If Bad World isn't even starting up, so thank you. Actually, in my next video, which I will be doing a video on Monday, I will announce when the next live video is because I have to look at my work schedule, which hasn't been printed out yet, so I can pick a time to do it. But that's pretty much it. Thank you, everybody who was here, and thank you for all your questions. You have a wonderful night. Merry part and blessed be.